For more on this whole story, I want to try to get the what we should do part of the story. So nobody better than Chad Wolf, former DHS Secretary, America First Policy Institute Executive Director. Chad, thanks for coming back on. You may have heard Bill LaJeunesse's report. I mean, Chad, there's no end to it. So how should this be stopped? You know, what's the constructive to-do policy approach? Please tell us.
Well, I don't think it's going to surprise anyone. There needs to be a different approach to how we secure that border. And it really starts with the president, but also with the DHS secretary. And so you need to bring some deterrence back into the system. You need to hold people, you need to have consequences and hold people accountable for crossing that border illegally. Look, at the end of the day, Larry, more and more individuals are coming because there is no consequence for them crossing that border illegally, and that's why they continue to do it. And so we can talk about Title 42 and Title 8 and all these different things, but I think Bill had it right. At the end of the day, if they are released into American communities, that's what's going to continue to incentivize people. So you got to put in policies that work, the policies that will allow people to apply for asylum, but also doesn't require them to be released into American communities. So that's where we go back to the Remain in Mexico. We go back to building the border wall system. We go back to the asylum cooperative agreements, and we go back to letting ICE remove individuals that don't have a legal right to be here. Under this administration, over the last 2 years, they have removed the lowest number of individuals imaginable ever in the history of our country. And so it tells you what their priorities are, that even if you break the law, you're not going to be removed. And the cartels know this, the smugglers know this, and that's why you continue to see these people coming. Chad,
it sounds like, I don't know all the details, but the House has passed a bill. It's called H.R. 2, as you know. Yep. They have Remain in Mexico. They have go back and start rebuilding or build more of the wall. I don't know what they do. You know, this asylum thing, I mean, you get paroles. It has so many loopholes. It amounts to a catch and release. That's what it sounds like. So is there a way to just stop that?
Well, of course there is. And Larry, you know, we did it in the Trump administration. We have effectively ended catch and release, and we did it through executive order. We didn't have Congress passing new laws for us. So the secretary and the president can do this if they want to. They simply don't want to do it. Instead, the images that you showed, they're paroling hundreds and thousands of individuals into the country. And when they do that, they're putting them into the parole system. And so you can't remove these individuals. Even if you were to come in contact and to pick them up, you actually have to wait until they commit another crime. And so it's that America Last mentality of the administration. So there's a number of policies that they can do. We left them a playbook on how to do this, on how to secure that border, probably about 24 different policy initiatives that they could implement today, and you would see that border in a much better place in about 60 days if they decided to implement those policies.
But they won't. But they don't. And it's a tragedy. You know, one point, they're all coming into the interior of the United States, and there's really no place for them. We can't care for them. They're not going to get free medical care. They're not going to get free. They're going to have trouble getting work. They're going to have trouble getting shelter. There's a rebellion going on. You know, even in some of these blue mayor cities, they don't want them either. They want more federal spending and presumably more taxes to go along with that. It's not going to work. The Bidens have created like a death spiral, and it's inhumane. These people are going to have a terrible time in the U.S. Yeah. I mean, that's the tragedy of it, it seems to me.
Well, I think you're right. I think it's not only ravaging American communities, particularly along that border, but we have to think about the fentanyl crisis, right, which is also being driven by the cartels, which, as they smuggle individuals over that border, they're also smuggling fentanyl, which is killing upwards to 300 Americans a day, mostly youth, and it's ravaging the country. And we need to stop admiring this problem. We need to address it, and we need to attack it head on to get that border under control, diminish the reach and the power of the cartels, and then slowly we can take this, you know, our border back, and we can have some semblance of order, and that impacts communities all across this country.
All right, Chad Wolf, we appreciate it very, very much. Thank you.